What's up, YouTube? This is Bystander X79. I'm coming to you today with my latest deck profile for May 2019. And guys, today we're going to be doing one of my favorite OTK decks of all time, Cyber Dragons. Alright, Cyber Dragons have been around since the GX era, and over the past few years, I think starting in 2016, or actually before that with the structure deck, we started getting a whole lot more and more support. And all that support that we were getting for this deck has been really good, and it's been helping push this deck and solidifying its OTK potential every release of support. The deck is amazing. It's typically a go second deck, but if you go first, typically that's going to happen. The deck can still set up a board that can be a nightmare for your opponent to deal with. Alright? So without further ado, we're going to get right into this. And we're going to start off with 3 copies of the OG Cyber Dragon. Alright, this is the guy who started it all. Light Attribute, level 5, machine type monster. Special summon when you don't control any monsters and your opponent does. Easy to remember. Can get you into your fusions, can get you into your rank 5 plays, can get you into your link plays real fast. Such an awesome card. Alright. Now I got 3 copies of Cyber Dragon Core. Alright, this is one of the key starter cards you want to see in your opening hand. Why is it important? Basically, whenever you normal summon this guy out, you're going to turn around and be able to search your deck for a cyber spell or trap card, and that is just so huge. This card gives you access to be able to search out those particular cards so easily. Alright, while this card is in the graveyard, you can banish it and special summon the OG Cyber Dragon right from your deck, which is just huge. Now, another thing I'm going to turn around and talk about is that all the smaller Cyber Dragons, they all have an effect that turns the name into the original Cyber Dragon while on the field in the graveyard, and that's very important when it comes to specific fusions. Alright? So you don't have to worry about having to have the OG Cyber Dragon when you have these little ones that can actually just fill in for those future requirements. Okay. Here we go. 3 copies of Cyber Dragon Hearth. Hearth is just an amazing card. It being level 1 allows you to access cards like 1-for-1s to get onto the field, which is just huge. Alright, whenever this card is sent from the field to the grave, you get to search your deck for a Cyber Dragon monster to add to your hand, which is huge. You can search out any Cyber Dragon monster you want. And not only that, but if this card is ever special summoned to the field, guess what? It becomes a level 5, allowing you to go into your rank 5 plays even easier. So awesome. Three copies of Cyber Dragon Nashter. This is the new kid on the block, and oh my god, it just helped the deck so much. It's a Foolish Burial and a Monster Reborn wrapped into one monster, which is just huge. Special summon this out by discarding 1 card from your hand to the graveyard, and then when it hits whenever it's normal or special summon, you get to turn around and target a machine monster that has 2100 attack in your graveyard and special summon it to the field. This thing can bring back the OG Cyber Dragon, it can bring back Cyber Dragon Nova, it can bring back Cyber Dragon Infinity, and it can even bring back Chimera Attack Rampage Dragon. So many awesome targets for this card to bring back. Huge. Alright. And out of that, by being level 1 and having such low attack, it's a prime candidate for machine duplication, just like Core and Hearth are. Alright, last Cyber Dragon in the deck is going to be 1 copy of Cyber Dragon Veer. I actually do like running this copy. Great discard fodder for both Master and Galaxy Soldier. This thing can special summon itself to the field from your hand or the graveyard whenever you normal or special summon a Cyber Dragon right to the field. So it allows you to chain block your opponent to prevent them from being able to potentially ash your cards. Alright, while on the field, it does provide all Cyber Dragons on the field with 500 attack and defense boost. Not bad. I mean, it's a modest boost, but a lot of times you could be using a special summon ability to basically link off into higher link monsters. Alright, so that's it for all the Cyber Dragons. For some of the support cards, just mentioned this with Veer. 3 copies of Galaxy Soldier. Discard a light attribute monster from your hand to the graveyard. Special summon this card onto the field in defense position, and you get to search your deck for another copy. Consistency, speed, easy, rank 5s. All around is a great card to have. Alright, for dealing with problematic boss monsters on the field, one copy of Jizuriko, the Star Destroying Kaiju. Oh my god, this card is such a huge out, especially when it comes to cards like Babushka. I mean, this deck fails hard at Babushka. This is your main deck out to that card. Tribute it off, give him a Kaiju, go off into your plays, get Infinity on the field, slurp this card up, boom, problem solved. Alright, to Hell Combat. Other decks, 3 copies of Effect Veiler. You want to be able to turn around and block their effects. This card isn't a hard once per turn, so you can use multiple copies in one turn. Awesome card. Great to have. And the other light attribute hand trip that I have is the 2 copies of Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. Opponent activates a card in the field, pitch this card to the graveyard, or from the field to the graveyard, remember that, and you can actually turn around and pop that card. Alright, great, especially in the mirror matches. You can just pop off your opponent's core, force them to basically bring out Cyber Dragon that way, and that basically kind of takes the machine dupe play out of the picture. Alright, speaking of hand traps, you gotta respect hand traps, and you need to be running 3 copies of Call by the Grave. I find this card insanely useful in this deck. You need to be running it. Hand traps can shut this deck down, especially if they go for your machine dupe plays. You don't want that to happen. You need to have this card to defend yourself. Alright, 3 copies of Cyber Emergency. You can search out your Kaiju, but it can also search out any Cyber Dragon card from your deck you have, which is just huge. Alright, 2 copies of Cyber Repair Plant. It's pretty easy to get cards into the graveyard. To keep this card alive. I like playing 2 because it gives you access to your Galaxy Soldier as well as your other Cyber Dragons, which is just awesome. You can also recycle things back into your deck if you have 3 or more Cyber Dragons in your graveyard, which is just great. Okay. I like running 2 copies of Cyber Revicism. I know people think that, oh, this is just an R-type Monster Reborn. Yeah, they're partially right. It also can special summon cards from your hand, which is also very damn useful. Especially if you don't open that well. If you open with maybe just a Veer, the OG Cyber Dragon, and this card, you can easily get a rank 5 play going. And at least have Infinity plus 1 Cyber Dragon on the board to be able to deal with your opponent. That's why I like running 2. You want to be able to see this card. Alright. Cyber Little Fusion. This is really the only fusion card you need in this deck now. Quick play spell allowing you to turn around and be able to fusion summon even during a battle phase just to get that extra damage and swing per game. Typically that's the main play you use it for, and it's worth every penny. Alright. More set of cards. Foolish Burial. Necessary. I like running instant fusion for extenders or dealing with problematic monsters. Machine dupe needs to be run at 3. Core, Hearse, and Nashter are all primary targets. It gets you out 2 copies of the OG Cyber Dragon onto the field real fast, and then you can just turn around and go off like crazy. And last but not least, I do use 1-for-1. Being able to pitch a card to the graveyard to special summon out a Hertz or a Nashter is just huge. Alright, that's it for the main deck. On to the extra deck. We're going to start with the fusions. I run 2 copies of Mega Fleet. I don't see the necessary of running 3. I think 3 is just too much. 2 usually is enough to actually win you the game if you have to go into the second. Alright, just have 1 Cyber Dragon and take away both monsters that are in the extra monster zone, and boom. A monster with 3600 attack. Alright, for those decks that like to use more machine type monsters, you can always combo off into, or Contact Fusion into Commander Tech Fortress Dragon. Awesome card, right there against Sky Strikers. Alright, Commander Tech Rampage Dragon. This is your OTK machine. When this card is fusion summoned, you can pop cards equal to the number of materials you use to make it, which is great to clear out your opponent's back row, and then you can pitch more cards from your deck to your graveyard to give it extra attacks. Alright, instant fusion targets, Panty Dragon, level 5 Liar, Tribute Machine, Type Monster, pretty self-explanatory. I mean, if you leave it on the field and let Instant Fusion pop it, it will turn around and pop one of your opponent's cards as well, so you have that option. And of course, one copy of Thousand Eyes Restrict. I know it's not like a machine-type monster, but it does help you deal and out problematic monsters with Instant Fusion. Bring it out, slurp up one of your opponent's problematic monsters, and then you can either link it off or wait to the end phase and let Instant Fusion pop it. Alright. Going into your Xyz plays. Just run the simple Cyber Dragon Nova, Cyber Dragon Infinity package. 2 Novas, 2 Infinities. Pretty straightforward. Nova can actually turn around, detach a material, and then resurrect another Cyber Dragon monster from your graveyard to the field, which is just big. Typically you use its effect to bring back the OG Cyber Dragon, and then you go into Infinity on top of it. Infinity can basically detach a material to negate cards, like monster spell trap effects. And not only that, but once per turn it can slurp up an attack position monster on your opponent's field. And it gains 200 attack for every material that's attached to it. So typically you can have like 2 or 3 monsters, which is going to boost up to at least 2,700. For the Link plays, a lot of level 1s in this deck, so you gotta run Link Kuriboh. I mean, it's just an awesome card to have. Great for defense. Alright. I run 1 Cyber Dragon Seeger. I think it's self-explanatory. While it's in the field, it's treated as a Cyber Dragon, so you can contact fusion with it. If it doesn't attack, you can power boost one of your own monsters by 2,100 attack, which is just huge. Also run 1 copy of Qwilforth Genius. You could potentially get 2 monsters to the zones and get an extra surge. If any card I was going to change out, I would probably swap this card out for a second Seeger. And last but not least, 1 Borreload just to help break up boards. I mean, it's easy enough to get into. And breaking up your opponent's boards and using their own monsters against them is just huge. Alright guys, that's it for my Cyber Dragon deck profile for May 2019. Guys, as always, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content like this on my channel, make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so you don't miss a single upload. Guys, check out the description box below. Find my Discord invite link. Join the conversation. We would love to have you. Guys, remember, I am running a Create a Mat contest. Alright? It's ongoing. It should be, the link to that video should be up in the screen. Alright? Basically, you're making a mat of your favorite monster or monster archetype. Hey, look at this. You have Cyber Dragons. You can do that. Just suggesting, alright? Make sure to read the rules in the description box below the video before entering so there's no confusion. Alright? And guys, if you really enjoyed this video and the content I'm producing on this channel, please consider backing me on Patreon. Your donations will help push this channel to greater heights, allowing me to be able to bring you better content than before. Alright? If you want to support me, again, the link for my Patreon page is going to be in the description box below. So guys, until next time, peace.